Hi, welcome back. I'm Lo. Welcome to the Low Hour. It's a vlog. It's just a vlog. I'm just also here talking. Quickly, before I lose every single one of you, this is the reward this month on Patreon. Okay, so like the main thing that happened in May was that I started the Artist Way. However, before that, would you like to see my new and like really neat hobby?
I would actually love to show you my new, really niche hobby that earns me so many points with the ladies. The ladies love this. My new hobby is every day I solve a 5-letter Morse code. This is my crossword puzzle. I do a Morse code every day. As you can tell, I also had my water today. Are you proud of me? So what I do 5, it's always 5 letters, and then I just move down. So let's do this. I think this one is an E. Let's see. Guess. No, it wasn't. Okay, trying again then. And then every time I try a new one, I move down a line. Okay, this was a T. This is not a D, so we're moving on to the next line.
I know how niche this is, okay? Nobody needs to tell me. Oh, what was the highlight of your day? My Morse code, actually.
Okay, hello, W. Guess. Yeah. Here are my stats, if you're curious. Mostly I can get it at around 25 words per minute. I've been down to 20 a couple of times, been up to 30 words per minute a couple of times.
I am getting so good at Morse code now that I'm going to get myself drafted by the military on accident.
First try. I usually work from the last letter and then towards the first one, because when I press play, my brain is not ready for a Morse code. So the only one I can usually ever really remember is the last letter. Is that an I? It was indeed an I. Let's see, guess. On the 15th, I was struggling. This one was so hard.
So, moving on to the part of the video that I'm actually here for, the Artist Way. The main and reoccurring tasks from the Artist Way is morning pages, artist dates, and then there are weekly tasks and like reviews. I've been doing the Artist Way for a little over 6 weeks now. Sorry, I get like this every time I realize the time is moving. So, starting off with morning pages. Morning pages, really not that hard for me.
I'm gonna be writing my morning pages. I have started the Artist's Way. I've been doing the morning pages for a couple of days, but at some point I just kind of had to pick like, okay, this is day 1. The chapter, she's like, start doing the morning pages now. And I'm like, aye, Captain. And it's going well. But the thing is, I have been journaling for years. Not like every single day and not 3 pages a day. It takes like 45 minutes to do. Which is a time commitment. If you decide to do this, I advise you, fountain pen, real nice to write with. This is the Lamy Safari that everyone has. I need to figure out when to do my tasks. I need to figure out what tasks to do, because at the end of the chapter for the weeks, there are like different tasks. And I remember when I was reading through the tasks, there was some that I was like, I am not doing that. So I'm gonna have to find a time to do that, and I need to find a time to do my artist date, which is when you take yourself out on a date for like 2 hours. I am also in the middle of the most busy time at work. For anyone who stumbled upon this YouTube channel, hi, I work in television, and we are currently at like the worst 3-week span where we are delivering several episodes at the same time. Me deciding to like take on this thing that is apparently supposed to like change my life, because that's what everyone says about the Artist Way, is that it changed their life. Either very smart, like I am like taking this on to become a better person, or the fucking dumbest decision I've made in my entire life. And I guess we'll see in 12 weeks, if I can even make it that far.
In the book, I think she says that she writes for 30 minutes. And I think I read somewhere that someone wrote that she writes at an A4 size. I struggle to believe it. What do you mean 3 pages of an A4 size in 30 minutes? Don't lie to me. This pen is almost out of, it's out of ink, actually. It's got, like, I don't want to refill it just so I can film this. I need to refill it anyways, but I'm like, I don't want to get up, refill this. I'm finishing, I'm finishing the page with a different pen.
I overslept really badly yesterday. So yesterday was the first day I missed morning pages. I didn't do them yesterday. Did I, throughout the day, go, something's weird, I've missed something, what is wrong? Absolutely not. I didn't notice a difference. However, I did notice that I, a couple of times a day, thought, I didn't do my morning pages today. So it's become a habit that I've done enough that I notice when I'm not doing it. I'm still waiting for the aha moment that she describes people having, where they're like, oh my god, this like changed my life and I'm a new person. If nothing else, I get to start off the day with an accomplishment. I've done something that I told myself I was going to do that is in the grand scheme of things, not that difficult, but it does feel kind of hard, because like, 3 pages is more than you think it is.
One thing about The Artist's Way is that it is a time commitment, and it's very hard to do it perfectly. Okay, there's a lot of God and great creator talk. Every week there's reading, and it's very clear that the author is a believer of something. Now, she talks about God a lot, and she says in the book that you can just exchange it with something else, but like, what? I don't particularly believe in anything, so what? What do I do? I get up at 5:30 in the morning, which you might say is a little ridiculous. I agree. I've also now been given additional morning homework. Every day, morning and night, read the basic principles. Girl, I feel like I am being given like it it just now occurred to me, it feels like religion, like study the holy text. The Artist's Way is great if you are a full-time artist and you have the flexibility to like kind of shape your life around it. I don't even want to think about what this would feel like if I had like children. I wish there was an Artist's Way diet. Like a light version where it's like, okay, 1 page of morning pages, or like morning pages 3 times a week, and then the artist date I can get behind. What is a bit strange is it feels like she's like in my walls. Like she knows exactly what, at like week 3 I'm like, this is stupid. And then like the book week 3 chapter starts off with, you're probably thinking this is stupid. I'm like, get out of my head. I also feel like some of the tasks I'm like, this is ridiculous. But chapter 2 is about putting away your skepticism, so I guess she knows that at this point I'm gonna be like, what the fuck is this? I'm gonna read week 3. Sure, I should probably have read this 2 days ago. Okay, this is a judgment-free zone. Part 1 of week 3 is just titled Anger. And you're probably thinking, what, reading, taking yourself on a weekly date and journaling a bit in the morning can't be that hard. Wrong! Because you're forgetting about the extra tasks. At the end of every chapter, there's a list of tasks. Some people might want to get argumentative with me and say that the only way to do the artist way the correct way is to do every single tasks. And to that I say, but sometimes you get a bunch of tasks and you're like, oh man, these suck. I don't want to do any of them. Here's one thing about the artist way. It assigns you homework. So every day I'll be like, I need to do my homework, and then like a fucking angry 14-year-old, I don't do my homework. So today I looked at the list of homework, or tasks as they're called, and one of them was to go on a 20-minute walk. And I was like, fine. It was at week 3. I was like, oh, finally, something that seems fun. Something that I want to do. So we're back to me having to do homework. I guess I'm giving it a negative connotation the moment I'm calling it homework. The first couple of tasks are like all things that I kind of like, I'm like, oh, this sounds fun. So the first one is I'm going to describe my childhood bedroom and I can sketch it. I think you are going to watch me try to remember my childhood bedroom. Should probably not do this in pen, but here we are. The bookshelf. Okay. Oh, this perspective is fucked up. This is really bad. Oh no. Okay, well, this is supposed to be a shelf, okay? Everyone be nice. Oh my god, how could I forget? I had this god-forsaken Winnie the Pooh lamp. My bedroom was Winnie the Pooh themed. You know, I was a 2-year-old with blue and yellow walls. I don't know if my mom didn't like think about it or like, I guess she was like, well, this is a child room. So it doesn't really matter how low this lampshade is because this child is, you know, 1 meter tall. Not for a child, but as I was growing up, I started hitting my head on the lamp constantly. So I then had to clean out this apartment and she hadn't switched out the Winnie the Pooh lamp. So as I was cleaning out this apartment, like grief struck by the fact that my mum is dead, I am constantly walking into this lamp. This is actually kind of fun. Look at that, it's my childhood bedroom. Hello, and welcome to an office backyard. I figured I would do my tasks for week 4. If I remember correctly, I was not excited about them. Use your life pie from week 1, right? Has there been any? I can already tell you, no. Plan a small vacation for yourself. 1 weekend day. Well, I don't have time. So I did end up writing my artist prayer, as she calls it. Do I feel a little stupid? No. I feel really stupid. It's not a little stupid, I feel really silly. At the same time, it's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. And I'm not embarrassed about writing their line. There is always someone out there searching for what I create. I'm not. I think I'm done. I don't have it in me to do any other tasks. Let's go home. I don't have that big of an issue with the morning pages. That I can do. Where I struggle is the tasks and the weekly artist dates. Just because I think I struggle with figuring out what an artist... I think I want a very clear definition on what an artist date is. I think I, in my head, imagined them as these, like, huge energy, and which is exactly the opposite of what they're supposed to be, but, like, huge energy-sucking time commitments that I need to... Hey, can you tell that I haven't really figured out this whole, like, artist date thing?
Hi, and welcome back to my bed. We are spending a lot of maybe worrisome time in my bed. So, it is the final day of week 3, and I'm doing my artist date. I had originally a plan for an artist date yesterday, and then I didn't do it, and I'm like, oh no, I need to. I don't think an artist date is supposed to be this thing that you're stressed about. So then I asked myself, well, what do I feel like I need right now? And much like week 1, rest.
Okay, not as restful as I thought, considering the first page describes assault.
And then at the end of every week, you do reflections, which usually are just like the same questions. They're like, did you do your morning pages? Did you take yourself on an artist date? And sometimes she gives additional tasks. At the end of the chapter, you think you're safe, and no, you're not. There's like 3 extra exercises at the end of the chapter.
To be fair, I was planning on doing this in my own backyard, but my roommate had his window open, and I hate that guy. So I didn't want him to have to listen to me talk about my innermost insecurities as an artist. So now I'm in an even more arguably public place, a public park. And I've decided that it's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. And I am embarrassed, but I'm trying to pretend that I'm not. So now I'm doing my week 3 reflections. And the reflections are basically always the same. So it's like, have you done your morning pages? Have you done your artist date? And then like maybe something about the theme for the week. I think with morning pages, the thing I keep running back into is that it takes a lot of time, and it feels really unnecessary. Is not the right word, but like it's a huge commitment. I thought it would be worse. Honestly, I thought it would be worse than it is. I just don't think it's something that I am going to keep up with at such a large scale after this is over.
Now, for week 4, she introduces a no reading week. I think the book was like first published in the 90s, before any of us knew what kind of awful time suck the internet was going to be. I'd like to think that if the book was written now, it would probably be like 1 week no scrolling. So I just kind of adapted it, because the thought of just not reading is just like, I felt like I was reading the chapter. I'm like, okay, I see where you're trying to go. Let me help you adapt it to like this modern world. Let me do you a favor. So I was doing stuff in silence, suddenly. I was making food in silence. I was eating in silence. I was just sitting around, reading a book in silence. Hey, when was the last time you did something in silence?
The book, I think, originally, like, she's an author. She talks a lot about authors. And I think, like, originally the book might have been meant for authors because telling me, like, oh, you can't read for a week. You mean I can't catch up on the news? Oh, me. I kind of instead saw it as more of a don't consume. If Julia Cameron has an issue with that, she can come to me directly. Please tell me she's not dead. Can you imagine? Julia. Oh, thank God she's still alive. She was married to Martin Scorsese? I made it more of a, like, don't mindlessly consume for a week. Try to put, like, a minuscule amount of effort into thinking about the things you put inside your brain. So on day one, I felt really, really good. On day one, I also had the day off. So I worked on my art, but I didn't have to go into the office. And yesterday, okay, it was harder. I was better. I was still good at, like, okay, we're not mindlessly consuming. Like, you're not putting on a YouTube video just to listen to it while you are playing phone games. I was doing good. And then today I was doing good for a while. And then, oh my God. I'm sorry. I broke. In my defense, though, I have done some other things. And it does feel really good. Oh my God, it works. I feel better. No. Can you believe it? It's horrible. Oh, scrolling mindlessly and watching stupid stuff is bad for you. This is horrible news. It's like when you drink water and you get enough sleep and you eat vegetables and you feel better and you're like, no. It's just proof that they were right. One thing I've done, which works because now I understand when I'm getting bored of stuff or, like, when I don't actually want to watch something. This week, I've been like, no, you are watching videos at regular speed. There's so many videos that I would have usually been like, it's fine. Where I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to watch this. And then I find something else. I always think I'm different. But I'm not.
Unfortunately, it's, like, kind of nice. And it's, like, kind of stuck around. I still haven't, like, started speeding up podcasts again. Like, oh, I act like it's a big loss, but, like, oh no, I'm becoming a more reflective person. Boo-hoo. The Artist's Way is a book. And I've been reading other books. Did you like that transition? That was real natural, wasn't it?
I'm, like, almost halfway in. Hey, here's the thing. This is the third book in the series. Book number 1. We're in Sydney. There's a woman. She dies. Book number 2. They're in Thailand. There's a girl. She dies. What I really wanted to talk about, I noticed, because this is a library book, okay? Huge fan of the library. I noticed that they've gone in with a pencil and they've circled 2 words, technically 3, but I'm counting 2 of them as 1 because it's a name. They have circled those 2 and just drawn a line between them. And it's not a want, it's a need to know what it is that they have, like, gone back and they're like, oh my God, I should have known. Like, my theory currently, he's not who he says he is. You know what? I reckon I could solve murders. If this is how easy it is, I'm sure I could figure something out.
I got really excited about the circling and the, like, because I felt like I was, like, discovering clues. I felt like, oh my God, me and this person that borrowed the book from the library before me were in cahoots. We're solving this together. I now, upon reflection, think they were just very confused.
What is it that you know that I don't?
Part 5 of this book is just called 7 Days. His best friend was just murdered. We then get 7 days of voice messages on her answering machine. And on the final day, it's just a message from the service provider letting you know that the phone number is no longer in use. Shut up, I am going to puke.
I might have a new theory on the name stuff. There's other new lines here, and the only thing this person is underlining and taking notes on is names. I think maybe this person is just confused because there's a lot of characters. They might just be trying to remind themselves who is who. This book has approximately 500 characters. My critique is that I think some of the characters in this book are not distinct enough for me to know who is who, because there's a lot of names, okay? You are being constantly bombarded by names, and some people have several names for one person, and they are also switching between using first names and last names. There's one person who I think might be pretending to be someone else, which means that this person is going by like 5 different names. Also, I might be wrong, but I don't think 𝐬𝐿 is particularly known for having crime books where you're expected to figure it out. Like, I've read the 2 first books. Like, there's not that many clues that where you can be like, oh my god, I knew it. Like, there's not a lot of like red herrings and hints. You are finding it out as the character is finding out.
I have started a reading journal, and do you remember how I literally just talked about how I'm not going to be able to solve these books? Wrong. The moment I started journaling about it, I solved it. I solved the murder within the first like 50 pages.
I'm really annoyed that I didn't remember to make a margin on this page. So now this page doesn't match like the other ones because I have a margin where I can write down the chapter and the page if I'm referring to like a specific quote. Ring, ring, ring. Can someone pick up the phone? Because I fucking called it. If I'm wrong, this is not going in the video. But since the beginning of the book, a woman named Anna gets murdered. Alright? Or does she? This bitch did it to herself. From the beginning of this book where I go, she killed herself and she's framing 3 people. There's like 65 pages left of this nearly 500-page book. And I think I might have known it all along. So if a career in entertainment and art doesn't work, I'm applying to join the police force. I genuinely feel like a genius.
I will say that I enjoy the reading journal because it makes me engage more with the text. Because then you feel like you're like, well, I don't want to miss out on things in case I have to tell my friend. The Notebook. Do you know my friend, The Notebook? He's friends with the Muffin Man.
You know what the worst part is? I could have done this last night. I could have done this yesterday, and I didn't. And now I have to do this.
During May, there is a specific date. It's the 17th, and that's Norwegian Constitution Day. Imagine the 4th of July, but there's no fireworks, and everyone is wearing wool. So everyone's just like complaining the entire. They're like, I am about to melt. Ute i hagen.
Ja. Ja, du liker den du også? Ja, fy faen. Nå kommer skål, Vigdis. Ja, kommer her.
I've had my PO box for nearly a year now, and I got my first PO box letter. I got a message from the post office that was like, hey, you can go pick up your package. And I was like, for what? I haven't ordered anything. So in my head, I was like, someone's trying to steal my identity.
I got my first PO box package, which is really exciting. And we're going to open this. I'd like to just mention something first. I am wearing a turtleneck right now, or I am wearing a zipped hoodie up to my neck. This morning, before doing my morning pages, I had to refill my fountain pen. And it turns out that I spilled some ink on my hands, specifically between my pinky and my ring fingers, on both hands. How did it end up in those specific places? Your guess is as good as mine. I didn't realize. And then I started doing my skincare. Now we can move over to the package. It's from Gina, and they messaged me and let me know that something was coming. So I've been walking around like a child before Christmas. She's also been very thorough with the tape, so at least no one's stealing anything. I am so scared of accidentally damaging something.
Hey, do we love how I'm paying absolutely no attention to putting private information out there? I might as well just be like beauty influencer showing you, like with the hand behind, being like, look at the customs form. It's not a singular thought about privacy.
I can't open packages and I can't open letters like a normal, decent person. Whatever you're sending me, I hope the envelopes and like packaging isn't important, because it's highly likely that it won't survive. I'll give you a demonstration of how this usually goes. You know how dogs are? When you give dogs boxes. That's what I'm like. I'm seeing teeth. I'm seeing teeth. You made me teeth. You made me little teeth. Oh no. I ripped the sheep. Oh, absolutely not. Hold on, I'll cry. See, this is what I'm talking about. I can't be held responsible for envelopes. She's made me a sketchbook. You made me a tooth sketchbook. Oh my god. This is fucking sick. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, what? A grown woman can't cry on the internet after receiving tiny polymer clay teeth in the mail anymore? Sorry, kids. Grown women can't cry on the internet anymore when they receive tiny polymer clay teeth in the mail. That's the rule. That's the goal now.
I hate crying on the internet. I can't believe you made me a sketchbook shaped like a tooth.
I have started a monthly art club called... it's currently called the Lonely Artist Collective. Every month on Patreon, for free, I post a monthly prompt. And then everyone throughout the month is free to interpret it however they want, in whatever medium they want. The prompt for May was window.
This is why I'm not made for oil paints, because I'm currently like annoyed that the layer beneath hasn't dried yet. So I'm like picking up paint from it, and I'm like, oh my god, I painted you 3 minutes ago, why aren't you dry yet?
The exclusive video for May, I filmed like a deep dive. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. A longer video about the process. The prompt for June is a strange bug. I just think it would be neat. If people joined in. If you decide to do so, tag me in the results. I'd love to see them. Because right now it feels kind of like I am sitting in a classroom all alone. I'm like, hey, look at what I did. Other art I did some commissions for my coworker. There's nothing parents want more than highly detailed drawings of the kids. I have personal, deep-rooted beef with the texture of just several fabrics, really. I thought the baby was gonna be the hard part. The baby has been pleasant. The blankets have been the absolute nightmare portion of these portraits. I started my artist career at 10 years old doing realistic portraits with graphite pencils, and I am going to do that till the day that I die. You will find me as a corpse just like gripping my 6B pencil. I've been working on my shop update. I've been kind of like chipping at it. I haven't had a shop update in like over 6 months. My patrons have seen like some sketches, some ideas. A lot of those ideas have gone trash. Don't get attached to any of the sketches that you're seeing, because like I'm a different person than I was 2 months ago.
This entire shop update is just like a giant mess in my head. My ideas so far is making sure that I have a horrible marketing plan.
I have a bit of an issue with making too many plans. So in my head, I'm like, well, if I make a perfect plan, then everything will go smoothly. Quite frankly, I am planning as an excuse to avoid doing the stuff that I think is scary. Like, cheers for me for knowing myself well enough to know that that is what is happening. I am making up excuses because I'm a scared little baby.
Can any of you guys interpret this? Because if you can't, that means I'm doing it right. My goal with my first sketches is that only I have a vague idea of what is going on.
My marketing plan is that it will be a complete surprise to most people. When the shop update is announced on like social media, it will simply be like, hey, there is a shop update that is going to come at some point and you don't know when. The patrons know when. The announcement post will like have some hints so that people can kind of figure out ish when it is. And quite frankly, that just might be because I've been reading so many crime novels. Hey, see, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. That's me referencing things I've already talked about in the video.
This is how I know that privilege is real, because I can continuously talk about my love for disembodied teeth and the Titanic. No one has called the authorities on me yet. I don't know what privilege plays in on that. But it's gotta be something. Let's see.
It took me 20 minutes, but I made a tooth. We have 2 cementums. It has the tooth texture on top. Oh no, I need to drive a needle through it. If I want... Oh, that's gonna be interesting.
Here he is. I feel like it's a he. Look at that. Ow, that's hot. Ow. That was just in the oven for 30 minutes and I'm like shocked that it's uncomfortable to touch. Look at that. I did that.
we have reached the end of the video. I have a feeling that I've like sunk slowly but surely, like just like further and further down into the pillow. Anyways, that was everything. Bye! Det var litt antiklimaks. Jeg trodde det skulle smelle litt mer.
Han tar løpetann og kjempe og noe sånt.